Welcome back to Factorio and the SpaceX mod played on extreme settings. So, let's unpause. We've got some good news and some bad news. That looks pretty bad, but that's because we're standing right next to that. If we move away, it's not too bad. The good news is that if we look now at we're actually getting a build-up of copper plate. So this means that in actual fact we are on top of our production. The other good news is that if we look at the map, you can see that this is down to almost nothing. We've got no flashing alerts here. We have a handful over here, but most of it's all gone away. There's just a few things that we're missing. That's because our module production has been working overtime, and we are well on the way to being able to use the main base to build the rest of the main base. I'm just going to have a sip of my drink here. What else is new? So, yes, I finished off these bases out here. I probably cleaned out a few more biters here. Oh, and I noticed this rather. Oh, it's only 9,000. Is it this one? 37,000. I think there's even a better one. I mean, these are fairly incredible. But I think I found there's another 13,000. That's not it. 10,000. I think I found like an insane oil somewhere. 27,000. That's pretty insane. That might be the one. I cleaned up a bit up here. I've boosted power up to the full about 5.3, but if we come back here, we're actually using 4.5, so we're going to have to boost power again. What else is new? Oh, I turned off the pollution altogether. See, it's gone. That just, I mean, biters aren't really an important part of this playthrough. So the whole pollution mechanic is just wasted UPS, really. I am a little concerned that this has dropped a bit further than I was expecting it to be at. Maybe it's because I've left the PC on all day, pretty much. Anyway, not to worry. The main thing that we perhaps need to be concerned with is iron ore for the old base is down to 2 million or 2.1 million, and copper is 900,000, so that's going to die pretty soon. And basically that spells the death knell for this area. It gives us an excuse to rip out all the belts and so on. They are really not a necessary part of our base going forward. Look at that, we're getting lots of good action going on over here. The good thing is, with the furnace, will be, because we're very close to iron being fully satisfied, and iron and copper for that matter, and steel, this will be swapping in and out. It'll be turning off soon, and that should give us a lot more resources back. And yes, we do have quite an army of bots flying around at the moment. What are we at? 31,000 and still trying to go up. It's not as ideal as it should be. We're not seeing clouds of bots all queuing around machines trying to charge. Actually, we are a bit here. But you've got to understand that this should all be green circuit production. And if it was, a lot of the trips that are being done all the way across here would instead be just from here across. Likewise, if red circuits are all this way across, the trips for the red circuits that are being used in the blue circuits processing would be a lot shorter. So yeah, there's a few things there, but our smelting is basically getting on top of the situation, with production values sticking around 32,000 green circuits with 42,000 copper plates, 23,000, what's that, 64,000 between those two, plus steel. Steel's very low at the moment. But yeah, I mean, these are decent numbers. They're not enough for us long term, but they are decent numbers. Anyway, where we're getting to with all of this is that because the starter base is getting to the end of its useful life, we need to start looking at moving all of the functionality here so that we can switch it off, and switch it off in an aggressive way. So that said, I think what we need to do is to start building probably bots. We're short on bots. I'm less concerned about the numbers of bots here, although even here we need to add more bots. But also over here in oil. Oh, and you'll notice in oil processing I've basically inserted production mods in all of this stuff, and all of these beacons are now here, so we're well on top of the oil situation. The two trains or seem to be feeding it enough at the moment, although I think it's partly because we are low on I think that's the cell. We're still very low on barrels. We need to keep feeding in more barrels, but we also probably need to introduce some control, because I noted that petroleum is being stored in these various passive providers at 480, which is freezing the system from doing anything else. So I need to introduce some circuit controls on the conversion that we do here of light oil to petroleum, so that it stops when we've got a certain number of barrels of petroleum in the system, and have it switched again via a power switch, so that the whole area and all of the UPS involved in it as well is regained at such times. So actually I wonder what petroleum is. Is that it? Actually I can look at it this way, it's probably better. 408 petroleum. So we're at 8.1 thousand barrels. That's like 200,000 petroleum. It's probably way more than we need. I could probably set it to a much lower level than that, and probably will do so. In fact, we've got 462,000 plastic bars, so we're making plastic at a rate far in excess of our current requirement for it as well, which is good. So yeah, what we need to do now is start moving functionality from up here. Like, there's absolutely no reason to be making modules anymore, and as we turn this stuff off, we'll be able to start turning the space off altogether. We're not making batteries. The oil stuff is probably the hardest part to turn off, so I was actually going to say that I should do the robots first, but I realise I need batteries. Maybe what do we need for batteries? We need sulfuric acid. Maybe I should... Do we need very much sulfuric acid? I should do... I can't tell from here. I can tell from here though. Making batteries. 20 sulfuric acid. It is a bit. It's a bit more. It's 5. It's 4 times that. But we're not going to need them in the sort of volumes that we need blue circuits to make robots, because we only need a trickle really of them. And I might just have another quick drink. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, I mean, I really just need to duplicate the speed of crafting here over in the main base, because this would be fine if this was like saturated as, or we can easily saturate the delivery of iron in the main base. And this, which just needs lube and then batteries to make this part of it. So there are a few things there. I guess we may as well just get into it though. So basically, what have I got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 at the moment they're just blue machines because I never changed them. So 10 engine units at 0.75 even, although, you know, we can probably just round it to 10. So we're basically aiming for 1 a second, I guess. And that should be pretty easy to achieve back here, 1 a second. Now, do I still have... I actually killed myself with a train and so lost a bunch of blueprints. Not that I'd ever do that, of course, but, you know, yeah. Let's just check. Can I leave? No. No. Okay, we'll need a new blueprint. Let me just grab this blueprint. I kind of mind a raw one. Let's just grab, say, that line. And whack it in over here. That's the space we've got to work with. Now, if we have... I think that's where we want to go. Is that right? Yes, I think so. So that will get the maximum benefit from those machines. There should be robots coming to deliver this stuff very soon. So if you're making engine units, what do you need? You need pipe and you need iron gear wheel. Well, that would suggest to me that this setup's no good. I actually want you to be pipe. And you can be the engines and you can be iron gear wheel, and that should work for me. Iron gear wheel, you can be the engines. Oh, pipe won't take productivity modules, but engines will. Alright, well, you're probably going to get speed modules then. Alright, so what engine units need? Any other thing they need is steel. These things just need iron. The idea is probably that we have, say, iron plate in the amount of 600, feeding... No, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, something more like that. You don't need iron plate, those two need iron plate. You need steel in the amount of, say, 500. You feed there. You guys feed there. You guys feed there. Better wire it up. We don't want you putting pipe in over and above, say, 200. And we don't want you putting in gear wheels over and above, say, 200. That should enable us to have plenty of space in there, and it'd be nice if the robots forgot that I accidentally asked for iron in there. And is that everything? Yes, that's absolutely everything. So we need a requester chest. Okay, why do I have those in there? I don't need those anymore. Requester chest. Just bring me some. I think I'm making them just down here. Might just grab them from here. It's a fair few. That's so I can rapidly lay down a bunch of these things later on. It's kind of deliberate that there's so many, if you were wondering. Right. And there you go. We just need some speed modules. Let's get some speed modules locally. Like on my person. Need those. Need those. And don't need that. There we go. That should be the first part. Now, the second part is going to be a lot more difficult. We can get the green circuits, no problem. But the lubricant could be an issue because I'm not actually making that in our main factory. So, what we need to do... Actually, you know what? If that is there... How am I going to get the lube to it? Probably have to do something like this. So you are going to empty lube barrels. Shift R. Never done that before. The joys of Shift R. We are going to need to move this one to up here. Oh, it still had. Whoops, no. What? What happened to you and your request for, I don't know, 400? Right. Wonder if you could actually put those right next to each other. I'm almost tempted to try it. See if it works. Then we'd get the full benefit. Empty lube. Do it like that. What else do you need? You need electronic circuits in the amount of quite a few. So you could do that. And that can go there. So in theory that would work. I might just, I'm going to have to run up, grab the lube, and see what happens. least this oil is not too far away. And here's some lube. Let's get 10, just for an experiment. I'm going to have to be a little bit careful crossing over here, because I'm pretty sure... Oh, I thought we're getting on top of the copper, perhaps we're not. Seems to be dropping back again. Never mind. That's okay. Right, now if you had some lube in there, and if this all had some power, does it work? Yes, it does. Good grief. That is incredible. Okay. Awesome. So, you need to request lube barrels. The amount, yeah, 200, whatever. And I need a purple chest, which I think I have sitting down here as well. Since I've started moving this sort of functionality over here. Purple chest, because we do not want barrels accumulating somewhere where it could pause a process. There we go. Now, final bit is the, well, it's not the final bit, the next piece is the flying robot frame. Now let's see. Oh, I need to just check one thing. No, I don't know, because these aren't in. Why are we not getting beacons? How can we be missing beacons? I thought I was building beacons down here. I am. There's only one though. Why is there only one? Because you don't have enough red circuits. Could be that I used up all the beacons earlier. Do any of these take productivity modules? That one does. No, not a lot. Well, the ones that don't take productivity should have speed. Why only 40? Let's go up to 50. Should be plenty of speed modules. Let's have a look. Module. Oh, we're actually short of them at the moment. So that's why we're not getting a whole lot. Alright, well that's fine, but you not laying down these guys is less than fine. It's, as in, not fine. We're still missing some modules here, but what sort of... Yeah, I mean, that doesn't have the modules down here because for some reason I forgot to put them in, and I'm going to remedy that right now. I think this has actually run over one. That's fine. But we're already up to 6.25 even without these modules, so yeah, I'm pretty comfortable that a single repetition with modules is sufficient to match our performance from down below. So that goes up there. I don't think there's any way I can avoid the flying robot frames from... I don't think I can get that to direct insert into these, but that should be fine anyway. What do we need for these again? Batteries, the rest of it's just simple. Bring me some stuff, guys. Oops, we don't even know what that is yet. Of course, these numbers will not do. Go up to 400. That's close, that's why I didn't bother making it a huge number. And maybe 600 green. There we go. And then finally we can make robots. We will need... Actually, do I want to put this in the middle of these two? No, it doesn't really matter, does it? Maybe it does. It'll just be a little bit neater, one less thing for robots to have to do. Nurse made our UPS a little bit let us change this to logistic bots, change this to flying robot frames, change this one to construction bots, which I'll need far less. So that can be a requester. I've got rid of all the requests from that now. Let's just, whoops, let's just do that again. 200 maybe, 600 say, 500, maybe even make that a K. Especially since we also need red. It's probably sufficient. Oh, that's not a good idea, is it? No, it has to be like this. And requested there. Right, let's do this one more time. Something like that. And you can go there. You can go there. You can go there. Now they need a request from there. They also get fed from there. We really need to control all of this via circuitry. Maybe I'll just do a simple thing for now and say logistic. We probably can't make enough logistic robots, to be perfectly honest. And construction bots less than 1,000, say. Yeah. So, can we put those in anywhere else? No. So the rest of them get speed modules. Oh, come on. There we go. Done. This won't last terribly long. So, we're going to have to set up that, but that'll be enough for this episode. Thanks for joining me. I will ensure that the batteries and the lube are sorted out, and we'll continue, or maybe I'll done a few more of these next time, because you probably don't want to see me do that for every single one. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.